Hey guys, thanks for coming out. We're trying to get as many eyes on this as possible because you saw what the video showed, and we released that video today in an attempt to garner the public's assistance in identifying the two people you see depicted on the video. The incident happened on Saturday in the wee hours of the morning, about 4:15 in the morning, and it actually happens in two installments. These two individuals approached that residence on the 7400 block of Rugby Street up on the 14th, and they used some sort of accelerant. You can see the first time they approached the house, they administered the accelerant to the lower part of the house, maybe the foundation, the ground next to it. Then a couple of minutes later, they come back and you can see them splashing that accelerant up the walls of the house, clearly an attempt to cause damage. This is a residential block. It's row homes. This could have had catastrophic outcomes, so we definitely don't want this to happen again. So we're hoping that someone recognizes them. I know it was dark, but I believe that the video is clear enough that if you've seen them or have encountered them before, you'd recognize them, and we would hope you'd give us a call. We certainly understand why one would want to assist us, but do it confidentially or anonymously. Those avenues are available. You can call 686-TIPS, or you can call Northwest Detectives, or you can call 911. We won't even ask you your name, but any direction would be of benefit to make sure that this second attempt isn't made or nothing like this happens, because again, this could have had catastrophic outcomes. Fortunately, the occupant of the property was not injured, but it could have been bad. In fact, after the second time they administered the accelerant, they did through a Molotov cocktail, which is basically a crude concoction. It's a rag soaked in some sort of accelerant, put in a bottle, lit on fire, and thrown at the house. So the fire they did ignite the fire. It did cause some damage. The occupant smelled the smoke. That's what led her to investigate, saw that there was a fire, got outside. So thankfully there were no physical injuries, but again, it could have been a whole lot worse. So thanks for covering it. I'll take whatever questions.
Did you recognize the suspects?
My understanding is no. And again, we don't know if there's any nexus between the suspects in that house. It could have been a mistaken address. It might, in other words, we're not entirely certain that the occupant of the house was the target of this, but the house was certainly focused on by these people. And there was a child in the house too. I don't know the age of the child, but there was a child. I believe a son. Yes.
Yeah. So any idea what? So no idea what the motive could
No. And that's another reason we're glad to get as many eyes on this as possible, because there may be someone that may not recognize them, but may know something that could have they could just have more information as to why this happened, and that would be of use to us. That would certainly point us in a positive direction.
Could they be from out of town?
Possibly, but we're hoping again, if by the image, the images that we released today, that someone, would if they don't know them personally, they may know what geography where they hang their hats.
No activity that the occupant could have been up to?
No, there's nothing that suggests that that any of this is the fault or the result of any action that the victim may have taken. No, they're still looking on it. Now, this happened Saturday, so we're only 2 days old. The detectives are still looking for other video that may show the ingress and egress. That's one of the things we always do. We look to see where they approached from and where they went afterwards. Right now, we wanted to get it out as quick as possible because it actually showed the act in progress.
Are you surprised that the damage wasn't more severe?
Actually, yes, by the grace of God. I mean, the effort and energy that went into dousing the house, in, like I said, in two intervals with the accelerant. I mean, it's obvious. They're like splashing the liquid up the side of the house to make sure that the fire goes up and encases the entire house. And again, it could have encased the entire block because it's a block of row homes. Very brazen, and it's scary. So we appreciate you covering it, because the more eyes that see it, hopefully someone recognizes the individuals on there, or they just have information and say, hey, I heard somebody talking, and they want to let us know, because we certainly don't want this to happen anywhere, and we don't want these people to say, hey, I didn't finish the job this time, I'm going to try again. We don't want that.
And the family's out of there. The family's out of there, right?
They did show their face, exactly. Yeah, very clearly.
The family's out of there.
I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if it's even inhabitable at this point. I'm not sure the extent of maybe smoke damage or water damage. I'm just not sure.
Thank
Good.
you. All right.
Yep. Thanks, y'all. Yep.